Previously on Cormyr, Echoes of War.
You're blue dragons?
That's right, we're here to assist. What seems to be the trouble?
The other two turn their heads to look at you, and you notice that they too have looks of frustration and confusion on their faces.
Buy me some time. I think I need to have a look at something. I'm going to need a few minutes, but something's ill, and I'm wanting to, as they say, test the winds.
When did it start exactly?
We've been on this journey for some time, and the captain stopped the ship. There's a half-elf beside you who puts a hand on your shoulder and squeezes, staring you dead in the eyes. Booth, you take 18 psychic damage as a hand grabs the back of your shoulder and you feel a ripping sensation in your head. The way that she's fidgeting, her body language, and she's just lying through her teeth. You've never seen subtle so on point before.
Okay, this worries Morton a lot.
Morton! Duck!
Oh gosh.
Shit.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Shall we roll initiative? Because Subtle has clearly heard his doppelganger, and Morton and Adremides are both feeling suspicious.
yes. So if I do, click, 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 click. Oh, which, okay, Anton, you do one and I'll do the other.
So what am I doing? Sorry? Huh? What are
Rolling for
we...
initiative, I think.
How do I roll for initiative?
It's on your character sheet, I reckon.
Oh, is it? Is that a thing?
Where would it be? I'm rubbish at finding initiative.
It's like on the right-hand side of the...
Ah!
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, there's two saddles.
Still can't
Which am I?
find my initiative. It's so rubbish at finding it. Dan, your microphone's off again.
Oh, sorry. Right, so there are now two subtles, one with a question mark, one without. Anton, you are without a question mark. And then, shall I roll for you, Reeve?
Yeah, where is initiative? Oh, it's up there. Okay. Found it.
Cool. Tell you what, for the interest of these two, I may as well add you guys to the list. There you go, Booth and Knowles. Okay. So, Adremides, so we'll skip over for Knowles for now. Adremides, you're the one who threw the frostbolt and frostbite. Sorry, and what does that call for?
A Constitution DC 13 saving throw.
Okay.
Oof. On a failed save, yeah. So nothing on a success save. All right.
Oh, what was the DC?
DC 13.
Okay, so you throw your ice magic at Subtle, and he brings his arms up to shield himself, and then he, like, the magic seems to just kind of dissipate around him, and he, "What are you doing?" he shouts at you.
Your accent appears to be slipping, friend.
What do you mean? You just shot me with the magic.
Yes, well, the real Subtle would have responded with a boom tube.
And he sort of like looks he looks at you, Adremides, and then he kind of shakes his head, looks to you, Morton, and what is happening? We need to talk some sense into Adremides. He's gone mad.
Yeah, I'll be. Okay. How do you guys run inspiration? Is it after the roll? Or
Yeah.
After.
We
Okay.
do.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I
if you
imagine
make
I'm
sure
going to
you-
need it in a moment.
Yeah. I'd say if you click your character and then click. Okay.
Morton ain't no one's fool.
So, Morton, you watch as Subtle's eyes flicker different colours as he says, we need to sort out Adremides. And Adremides, you watch as a pulse of enchantment magic kind of flaunts out of Subtle. As he, and Subtle Subtle's grinning and then realises from your expression, Morton, it has not worked.
Morton,
Yeah,
I
Morton,
know you've had a long desire to punch Subtle in the face, and now's the time to really enjoy that impulse.
Copy that.
Mm.
And I'll be backing up, kind of pulling out my cutlass.
Okay.
Hey.
So, jumping in proper. Tell you what, I can actually. Reeve. So Delava is kind of stood in front of you. You through the darkness, you've just seen Adremides fire magic at Subtle. And there's been a big kerfuffle at the other end of the cargo deck.
Reeve is gonna look at the Subtle that is squaring up to Morton and look at the Subtle next to her, and she's gonna rise up, drawing her cutlass and holding it out at Delava and say, "Get back!" with her most intimidating voice.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, you shout as you turn to Delava and shout, "Get back!" Like, Delava staggers for a moment, and as she takes a step back, you watch as Delava melts into the floorboards.
Witchcraft!
Um,
And she starts moving
And if-
towards the fake Subtle.
yeah,
I'm
effectively, you notice that there is, like, she takes on this almost slug slimy-esque sheen as she just kind of loses shape and just disappears into the cracks of the floorboard.
Isn't there a scene like that in X-Men? Isn't the in the first one? Isn't the X-Men transform into a frog like a?
And then he turns into like a water, and then just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
she starts moving towards the other Subtle.
Okay.
Am I allowed to dash, or was
Yeah,
the intimidation
absolutely.
my turn? Okay. Okay.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you have
finish.
no idea where you are, but
I know there's
There are
a
now
bad
two Subtles.
Subtle. There's now two Subtles, so I'm gonna say, "What's happening over here?"
okay.
And that's my turn.
And as Reeve comes charging out of the darkness, Morton, you see your bosun stagger out. Her eyes are fogged over, and there's blood running from her nose and ear. Booth is upstairs. So as you come down the stairs, so yeah, I think you'd probably be there. So you come barreling down the stairs to chase after the merchant. Booth, if I could just real quickly ask for a
Yes.
dexterity saving throw.
I am not good at those.
Hey, yes you are.
Not too bad.
As you go down the stairs after Tanor, your foot catches on something, and as you go, and it there's sorry, you rolled a 19, but actually You rolled a 16. As your foot like catches on something, you hear almost like there's a resistance. You lose your footing for a second, but you manage to catch yourself as you come down the stairs. And as you turn and look, you notice that there is what looks to be a clear, translucent. How's best to describe it? There's like a clear, translucent strand of slime that's going down the stairs, and as you follow it, you notice it seems to connect to Tanor.
You? Right. So first things first, seeing this, I would like to rage.
Okay.
And then I would like to pummel this guy until he's unconscious.
Okay. He is on his. He is prone, so you get advantage.
Ooh.
Hey.
You may think you've rolled a 23, but in fact, you rolled a 22.
22. We'll take that.
Okay. So as you swing your your paddle down upon Tanor, your paddle strikes Tanor square on the bridge of his nose,
Okay.
and you watch as his face folds in around the paddle, and like your paddle hits the wooden deck beneath him, and as you pull it out, his head just kind of reforms and looks at you with perplexion.
Ah, yes.
I do not like that.
The well-known merchant ooze from the Monster Manual.
Yes. Anything else, Booth?
Hey.
Okie dokie. Next up is the real subtle Brannock. Please stand up.
Stand up. I can't really do much. Hold on. 5, 5, yeah. I'll run. I'll run here. I'll shout, "Nobody puts Brandock in a corner!" And I'll run next to Reeve. I'll be. Hello.
Yeah, you're
Right.
next to Reeve.
Okay, there we go. That'll be my turn.
Okie dokie. Morton, you notice through the darkness, well, Subtle is stood in front of you, and then from the darkness, you hear Subtle.
Fuck me, I thought one of you was bad.
Which one?
So, I'm going to use my knowledge as Subtle's longtime doctor, because I know exactly where to punch him to make it hurt. So I'll use my anatomical precision.
What kind of relationship do we have?
A complicated one. And then I'm just going to use like the hilt of my cutlass to just smack him on the nose.
Okay, so you take a glance at the moment, and you see the ever so slight kink in Subtle Brannock's nose from that one time where he was trying to convince you that he could in fact juggle his boom tube and managed to catch it with his face rather than his hands, because it was recently latrine oiled, which he'd forgotten about, which shattered his nose. But it's that point that you highlight as you pommel strike and like hit him bang on target, and it feels as if your pommel has just hit a ball of dough as it, and you watch as Subtle's face squishes in under your pommel blade and then kind of pops your hand back out. And he looks at you and, "You're hitting me now!"
Well, shit. Andromedes? What is this? Bosun, what are your orders?
Do we know what it is?
Morton? Tell you what, bang, 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 bang. Let's all roll. Let's all roll a nature check.
Oh
Slow
gosh.
rolls tonight.
Hmm.
Oh wow! Subtle knows.
Subtle rolls a 17. Reeve rolls a 6.
Booth
Did
was
Morton
not
roll?
there.
I thought I clicked roll, but then it isn't showing anything and it won't let me roll again. So,
Okay, let me. There you go.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Subtle, you've, even with a 17, you don't know what it is, but you know it is not you, and it is not
My
friendly.
brother? Not my brother.
And from where you're stood, you also notice that from sort of like other Subtles, bow Subtles, right foot, like right heel, there appears to be this thin, translucent, slimy tether that's running across the floor.
Wait.
Anything else, Morton?
so is it just Subtle that notices the tether tendril?
Uh,
Or would I say it as well?
as you two are next to him.
Yeah, can't seem to roll tonight.
No, in fact, you rolled a 4. Breathe.
I think
Yeah,
I've rolled
Morton.
a 10 this evening.
You notice other Subtle kind of peering at the floor, and you see something glinting ever so slightly. But this close to Subtle, I mean, you've just pommel struck his face. You're hit with this strong, eggy stench. In fact, as a doctor, you would recognize it to be specifically a sulphurous stench.
Okay. Right, yeah. Nothing else from me, I don't think.
Knowles, you've just watched Booth spank Tanor in the face with a paddle, and you watch Tanor's head mold around the paddle strike. How dare Booth attack one of your closest friends, eh?
Okay. I'm gonna try and prevent Booth from. I mean, am I still kind of in this charm state, even if like, because I mean, I didn't actually do a advantage roll when I should have done, but.
In which case, roll it now. Just in case the sudden weirdness of everything has just kicked your memory.
Was it a wisdom, wasn't it? Wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save, yeah.
How'd you do saves on this one? I forget. Got it, found it, don't worry. Got it.
Yeah.
Just didn't see it. Wait. Didn't work. Is it not working? It's not letting me do it.
I can roll for you if you like.
That'd be great, thanks. Sorry.
Oh, you're right, it's not working. So what, let me do it this
This is
way.
our D20 plus 2, right?
There you go.
Hey. No, just do a normal one, right?
No,
Gentlemen,
in fact, you are still charmed. Yeah.
Cool.
How
Okay.
dare Booth? I mean, he's not even a sailor; he's a chef. Tanor here, he's more of a sailor than Booth would ever be. And he's a
Booth?
merchant.
I'm gonna try and interject. I'll be like, Booth, you can't just be hitting people around the head like that. Like, I mean, headish sort of thing. Maybe you should back off. And I'll try and push Booth away.
Okay. Right. So, Booth, do you want to dodge this push with your athletics or your acrobatics? I'm assuming
Neither.
Athletics.
No, neither. I would like to stand my ground.
Stand your ground.
Yeah.
Basically, just square up.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, this is Booth we're talking about here. So Knowles, you sort of like two-hand palm Booth. I mean, he's got his back to the side of the stairs, and you all kind of stooped anyway for lower center of gravity, and like your hands just like hit his surprisingly firm stomach. But Booth, very much like an action film final henchman, he just like you hit him and he just doesn't react. It's just because he looks at you with I'm assuming a somewhat disconcerting eye, given your
Look,
rage.
he's just our poor friend's just fallen down the stairs, and we should be helping him. And then I'm gonna reach a hand out to Tanor.
Okay, so well, Tanor,
To help.
like if you're reaching down to Tanor, Adremides.
Adremides looks to Subtle, points his wand out, and he points his wand out as Magoshe Rakiete as he casts magic missile at the fake Booth. For 1.
Like subtle, you mean?
Fake Subtle, yes, sorry, fake Subtle. 1,
You
2.
have to, click it 3 times.
So
Or
so
click
just
on the
need to
repeat one.
refresh it. 2,
Yes.
3.
So
As three bolts just go flying over each shoulder of Morton. The last one ducks under his arm and then comes up and clips the fake Subtle on the chin.
Okay, so Morton, you feel the tingle as 3 magic missiles arc over your shoulders into Subtle in front of you. Like one hits him in the forehead, one hits him just on the collarbone, and the other kind of comes up and hits him in the flank. You watch as what do the magic missiles look like?
I imagine like bright darts, so just like sort of streaks of sunlight, or like the little ghosts at the Ghostbusters. So these like pink streaks that.
Okay, nice. So yeah, these 3 pink streaks like embed into Subtle, and Morton, you instinctively flinch because you know what's about to come next. As the 3 magic missiles detonate, and you watch as Subtle expands as his body is detonated, and then you watch as he stretches out, what should be bone and blood and muscle just looks like this clear, translucent. It's almost like a mucousy slime as he like distorts from the explosion and then pulls himself back together.
Well, that's
And,
not bloody normal.
And Subtle puts his hands on his hips and goes, "That's just rude."
Sorry, have you not figured out you've been caught yet? People don't expand when they explode.
Anything else, Adremides?
He just throws his arms up. It's like, how are we keeping with this charade?
So
You've been rumbled.
So, Reeve and Subtle, as I said, or Subtle specifically, as I say, you notice that there is a strand running from the back of Subtle's boot. Can you see that, Subtle? There's a strand that, is running between, like, back from other Subtle's boot and kind of laces behind these barrels. Booth and Booth and Knowles. So Booth specifically, you notice that there is a strand running up the stairs. It's a purple line just under your token. Subtle sighs and looks at you, Morton, and he is very annoying, isn't he? As he reaches out for you, Morton.
Oh.
No, wait, that's got a name in it.
What?
Oh. You saw nothing.
Spoilers!
You saw nothing.
Spoilers!
I guess that's being edited out.
Morton, can I have a wisdom save, please?
Yay!
Oh, and he sort of like grabs your shoulders and sort of like closes his eyes and nods slightly, and then looks up and as he notices that you've not changed.
Yeah, I'll slap his hand off. Get your hands off me.
And he the
Hashtag not my dwarf.
Meanwhile, upstairs, Tanor, with your help, Knowles, stands himself upright, and then
I'll brush him down a bit as well. You know, try and make him. You're all right there. You had a bit of a fall
thank
there.
you. Your friend is being very, very rude.
You know, sometimes he just takes a little bit of getting to know. You know.
He nods, and Adremides, you hear a footstep from behind you as a merchant steps out of the dark room that you were just investigating. And he looks to you and nothing personal, he says, as he takes a step towards you. Reeve.
Just gonna. I've been keeping track of Reeve's patience because one of her personality traits is that she prefers not to use violence, but it's hard not to. Anyway, it's been ticking down quite consistently, especially over the past few minutes, and she's done now. So she probably hasn't quite cottoned on that slashing isn't, sort of hack and slash isn't doing the trick. So she is going to have a swing at fake subtle.
Okay.
That
Swing. Okay, where are you aiming?
kind of for the middle, maybe the head. She thinks take the head off the beast. So it does a 17 hit.
It does. And as you bring the cutlass round in a wide arc and you impact. It feels a bit weird to impact the like Subtle's temple, and the cutlass cleaves in, and you watch as the top of his head peels open like almost as if you just cut a slug in half, and it flaps for a second as you pull the cutlass back, and his head slaps back into place, and you watch as the wound just kind of molds back into shape, and he turns to look at you and, you as well?
Right. Yeah, Reeve is a bit amazed. Doesn't really know quite what to make of that. Can she kind of try to make sense of what she's seeing and what might be a better tactic?
Well, you're pretty sure that Subtle isn't whatever is in front of you. But as he turns around to look at you, and like your eyes do a quick scan to see what on earth just happened, your eye also catches this translucent, slimy strand that's running by your foot round behind these barrels.
Okay. She's gonna tell Subtle or whoever's around to find whatever this thing's attached to.
Dutch?
So maybe she's actually going to use her movement to start tracing it.
Okay.
2,
As
3,
you go to
4,
step away,
5, 6. Yeah.
Subtle looks at you and no. And as he forces his hand out, and it turns into this amorphous shape
Uh-huh.
that you manage to duck out of the way of, as this translucent club fist kind of splats against the wall next to where your head was, and then he kind of pulls it back and reforms it into his hand.
Gross. Okay.
Where are you? There you are.
I am now
Cool.
up here. Yeah.
So you notice that the strand seems to run, like it's run round the barrels, and it seems to be snaking between these crates, towards the side. At this point, you can also see climbing up the wall is another strand that appears to be running out from behind the crates, that then disappears into the floor cracks of the deck.
Right.
And thinking about it, there are also 3 more strands running up the wall into the ceiling above, like through the cracks of the floorboards above your head.
Do they all like converge in one spot in front of me?
They all seem to converge behind the crates somewhere.
Cool.
Okay. Booth. Angry
Right.
Booth.
Angry Booth. Well, it seems to me that I can't really hurt Anor. I think I would like to follow the strands.
Okay.
Oh, I can see only one strand. I would like to follow it. I
Yeah, so
disengage,
Yep.
and then I move.
Okay, so this strand, where's it going? Yeah, there we
Go
go.
up or
Yeah, so if you head up, I've just finished drawing the strand.
Thank you.
So you notice it's lying discreetly between the cracks in the floorboards and seems to disappear back into the grates, back into the deck below you.
is there any way to open that? Open the? No, there shouldn't be.
You could wrench it open. You are very angry.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Attack the crates.
So this will be athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, check us athletics. With advantage because you're raging, and
Okay.
-2 because you're very foggy-headed. Oh!
Wow. Okay.
Never mind. Okay, so you manage to tear like the wood of the decking cracks as you get your fingers in and just prise the whole metal grate off the top deck. And then below you can, like, as you pull the decking up, you can see that there is a thin, translucent strand of slime that is kind of caught in one of the holes of the grate, and you see it sort of like getting pulled up from the floorboard as you lift the grate above your head, and as you throw it to the side, the strand seems to stretch, and as you look back down, so this is just what you can see. You can see that the strand is now stretched up along the wall behind some crates, and then down through the floorboards again.
Okay. By accounting, I still had like 5.
Yep.
Things left. I can speak. Is it enough for me to jump down, or shall I wait until the next turn?
No, you can jump down for sure.
Excellent.
So let me move you down there. Boom.
Thank you.
Cool.
And that's
You
where I
jump.
end my turn.
Okay. As you land, this crewmate like jumps up with a startle as your bulky frame kind of superhero lands next to him.
Also, just so we are clear, and my rage goes away because I didn't attack anything. Unless you're counting me ripping up the cage.
We'll count it. We'll keep that
Excellent.
going. Real subtle.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I understand the instructions or that I should... Yeah, the strand. If I follow the strand or if I attack subtle.
Sure, if you like. You
I
can
don't
have an inspiration for being subtle.
Yeah. Sweet. Intelligence, let's go. So I'm going to say above an 8, I'll go for the strand. Underneath an 8 will... what do we get?
Oh, you got a 9. Okay, so whilst you're feeling a bit foggy-minded, you remember one thing that you have to do is follow Bosun's orders.
He's gonna... Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, as you round the corner of the barrels, you see Reeve like walking along, kind of looking down and tracing the same slimy sheen that you're following.
He's gonna look at that, see the sheen, and raise his cannon and say, "Bosun, we have a problem!" and shoot.
Where are you shooting?
Inside the yeah, there.
Oh, amazing.
Hey, I mean, you're literally shooting at the side of
Oh,
Take the ship down.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna need a new boat. Period.
Okay, fine. So, well, that happened. Right, let me redraw the walls of this ship.
Like everything around it also takes damage, right? As far as
Oh god.
basically, because of the effect of Birth the Girther.
Oof.
Right.
Good old Goethe.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting our time to
can the
end here
ship
with us
take a-
sinking.
Can the ship take a DC 13 Dex check, Dan?
Oh, funnily enough, it fails. Okay, yeah, roll for damage, Anton, if it matters.
I mean, I'd save. What am I doing? Just damage? Oof.
Okay, so it's
boy.
19 damage. Right, so it's a bit hard to see in the dark, but as you light the fuse, Reeve, there's this moment of utter dread that fills your stomach as you realise you are stood dangerously close to the front end of Subtle when he's about to fire the boom tube, and with a there's a deafening boom, smoke everywhere, as this, you have no idea where this cannonball came from. This big, like fist-sized ball of lead, but it rockets past you, smashes through the crates, smashes through the side of the ship, just kind of blows it open, and from where you are, you can just about see into the foggy waters behind as light starts to stream through from the outside. The crates explode into splinters as this cannonball just makes a mockery of their construction. There is a loud screech. And from the splintered shells,
Oh no.
the splintered fragments of a crate,
Oh no.
you notice now that the way has been cleared, you see these strands are all connected to this large, amorphous, like whitish looking blob. It looks very much like an ooze, but the most horrifying part seems to be that these strands that are connected to the various people around the ship all seem to be originating from this ooze.
I will. Then I'll finish my turn. Well, actually, I'll take a step forward, and I'll I'll bonus action here. Second one, please.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okie dokie.
Oh.
For being utterly subtle, you get inspiration. There you go.
Sweet.
Yay.
Morton, you have just heard the telltale sound of Subtle punching a hole through the hull of a ship again.
Oh!
Not it again.
There's the real Subtle. Come on, Andromedes, we need to stick together. And I'm gonna disengage and... So
Yay.
how dark is this dark? Would I be able to see at all, or...?
Well, as you've heard the sound of splintering wood. From currently, it is dark, but I mean,
There
dim
is
light.
there's a bit of light over this way, isn't there?
Yeah, if I do that, you can just about make out that there is light coming through the hole in the side of the ship that Subtle's just blown open. So
Okay.
yeah, if you get past fake Subtle, or if you go around the other way, you know that there is light now.
Sure. What, towards the bottom end?
Yeah, towards like the far end, the back
yeah.
end of the ship.
Okay, yeah, so I'll let Andromedes know that I'm going to go join the bosun and Subtle, and I'll disengage that way. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is he going to grab for me or anything when I...
Subtle just seems to watch you go.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just scanning around for... I'll dash, I guess, if I can't see... I can see
you
things...
disengaged.
Oh, disengaged, yeah. I'll disengage.
From where you are, you can through the smoke and the smell of gunpowder, you can hear that there is a hole, if nothing else, because there's the coming from Subtle on the other side of the barrels.
So I can hear Subtle laughing, so I'll shout out, Reeve, anyone hurt?
Is anyone hurt, Reeve?
I mean, Reeve is quite hurt, but she says, just quick. There's a weird clear blob thing. I don't know what she says. She's just like, to me, Morton, Andromedes. I don't know. That's kind of it.
On my way. That's me.
Okay. Knowles, you have just heard a loud explosion from downstairs. You watched as Taynor was talking to you, like you've just helped him up, and he goes, "Thank you." And then for a moment, he was almost he's just been yanked up the stairs, up a couple of the stairs, and he looks a bit concerned. You've then also heard boom, like the sound of something heavy hitting the deck on the other side of the stairs.
I mean, because I'm still charmed, right? So I guess my first and foremost would be to look after Taynor.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right, I'll go. All right, Taynor. Let's. You okay? Let's get you upstairs again. You know, it's a bit tight down here a bit, but let's just. No, I'll kind of like just put my hand on his back, I guess, and kind of like slowly walk him up the stairs. Kindly.
Okay.
I guess.
None of them have grabbed you yet, have they? Taynor looks at you and, that sounds like a good idea, he says, as he gestures for you to go up and he'll accompany you.
Okay, well then I guess I'll go up. But I mean, I was kind of trying to put my hand on his back to try and help him because he looked like he was having a bit of a time.
Sure. I mean, in which case, yeah, if you're both heading up, then for the sake of it, yeah, you both head up. And as you get upstairs, you notice that this grate is gone. It is missing. Why is that looking down there? Beg my pardon. Sorry, 2 secs. There you go. Yeah, you notice that this grate is just gone. It appears to have been pulled out by something worryingly strong. And
I think-
Taynor kind of just tilts his head and, how curious, he says.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? But so Booth, I just want to say, I know he was a bit harsh with you beforehand, but he really is a very sweet guy when you get to know him. He's just a bit hot-headed, would I say?
Taynor nods and smiles as he begins to reach a hand out to kind of put on your shoulder. As he does this, you notice that now you're up on the top deck, the fog, the mists around the ship are starting to part, and like daylight is starting to stream through more and more. And sort of like your keen eyes as you kind of look out into the sea, just you and your best friend Taynor. As you look out onto the beautiful emerald, sapphire carpet that stretches out before you, off in the distance, you're pretty sure you can. There's another ship off in the distance that's approaching.
Oh, I guess I'll turn to Taynor.
It's a bit too far out to see anything about it.
Can you? I think I might be seeing a ship there. Hey, you might be all right after all. We're all gonna be just fine, I think.
Anor smiles and, I think we are. Yes. Anything else, Knowles?
I think that's it. I imagine that I'm just trying to help Taynor be comfortable and just chatting away.
In which case, Adremedes.
So this guy just came up and said nothing personal.
Yes, and it has
So
a hand
Adremedes,
out.
yeah, Adremedes pulls his wand out and it's like, nothing personal at all. And he disengages, but in true wizard fashion, he lets off like a big gust of wind into Raynar's face, making him
Okay.
grabs his sort of robe and kind of does that sort of high knee run as he disengages. And 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I actually see this thing now if I can see it?
You can see this thing is stretched up to almost human height. There are 5 tendrils reaching off it, 3 of them going up into the ceiling, 2 of them arching out from its sides down. You notice that one of them appears to be arcing out of the boxes and kind of between Reeve and Subtle's legs.
Adremedes, as he's doing his high knee run, just raises an eyebrow. Very curious.
You also notice that the whatever it is seems to be flailing and screeching for all of the flaming wood around it.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Reeve.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I was really worried it was gonna attack me. Probably gonna get out of the way. There's Morton. And I say, careful of that thing. It's nothing I've ever seen before. And I guess she's gonna ready an action to whack it with her scimitar if it comes too close to her.
So you're readying an action. Anything else?
No, not right now. Thank you.
Okay.
She's got
Booth.
one.
You have come through the ceiling of the deck. Come through the top.
I have.
Deck. And yeah, from where you're.
I heard
where
a
you're
boom.
looking- You heard a boom. You can see that there is a strand running kind of along the wall here, behind the crate, and then down into a crack in the floorboards. You
I
also
would like to
notice-
go downstairs.
Yeah, the stairs
Oh,
are just behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I don't think I can punch through the board, so
No,
yes.
no. You might have to be a bit more conventional on this one.
Yeah.
3. And you can see you can see a red-haired man I don't think you've met him before, but you also notice, very much like Taynor, there is a translucent strand of slime coming out of his back, and he's grimacing. He's grimacing, and his face seems to be a bit distorted, almost as if, you know, when you get a puddle and you blow on it, and it just kind of ripples away. His face has done that and just starts to pull itself back into place as you come down the stairs.
And the boom came kind of from that direction, right?
So you know that the boom came from, I don't know if you can see it, like round behind you. So, like round to your right.
Okay. In that case, I am ignoring Reinhardt.
Uh-huh.
I guess you can see Adromedis doing his sort of.
Yes, you can see Adromedis dress running. You can smell the burn. You can smell burning wood, and silhouetted in the hole in the side of the ship is this kind of see-through, clear blob.
Ugh.
Oh, that's a bit far away, isn't it?
There is a projectile in the form of a bag of walnuts.
Excellent. I'm gonna throw. Can I throw that at it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
Just roll a dex roll. Straight dex.
Ooh, can I also argue that pick up the walnuts, put a bit of salt in it, then throw it? Because I'm thinking like, well, it's slime.
If it's a slug,
Maybe it's like a slug.
totes.
Sorry, Dan. You said.
If you
Go
just roll
for-
straight dex, because it's an improvised weapon.
Okay.
I think, yeah, bag of walnuts is the most improvised weapon we will ever have.
Send a... Good. Ooh, no.
And you,
I tried, guys. I tried.
walnuts go everywhere.
Difficult
Salty
terrain.
walnuts.
Okay, but you manage to throw them angrily enough that you're still in a rage.
Ah!
Subtle.
What happened with Reeve?
It's fake subtle.
Reeve bugged out and has ordered. Wait, did Reeve order Subtle to get him?
I didn't bug out. I was just repositioning myself. I'm trusting my crew to do the right thing.
Taking a flanking position.
Yes.
So yeah, Subtle. This thing is screeching, surrounded by all the burning wood of the splintered crates.
Sweet. Subtle is gonna take Gertha
Yeah.
and say hello to my little friend, and fire.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That's a dirty 20. What do I do? I just roll
Oh,
damage.
wait.
Oh.
You think you find it's actually 18.
Okay.
Oh,
But that hits, and as you boom plonk in, like I assume you just got a backpack of scrap that you just chuck into the end of Gertha, and as you fire it off, and as the second projectile hits this blob, it pierces through it, and as it splits apart around it, it takes 8 damage. What damage type is that?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
Which it's fire and blood.
Actually.
I don't know that much. Yeah, fire as well. And like I know. Hang on. So the area around it also, like as you and embers fly out the end of the cannon, more of the crates ignite and the creature flails around. I missed the thingy's turn, didn't I?
Did.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. So, anything else subtle?
No, that'd be it.
Okay. In which case, we will jump back to it. Did I do that? I did do damage. Okay, so it, having been shot at you again, this thing kind of slorps over the fire and rubble towards you. Subtle. And it rears up like a tentacle comes out of it and swings at you.
Miss.
12 to hit. Okay. And it screams in frustration at you. Whilst it does that, upstairs, Tanor says, "Oh, I know." And Knowles. Can I have a wisdom save, please, Knowles?
Yes, you may.
Ah!
Why isn't it letting me? Oh, I
Well, I
can't.
can.
Yeah,
can
could
click
you?
it for you if
Sorry,
you like.
it won't let me click on that thing again. Let me try it from in the. Oof.
GM Dan, you probably don't want us to read the blurb, do you? Of that.
I think I think that boat has well and truly set sail.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, it Knowles, as Tanor's hand touches your back, you take 19 psychic damage. As you
Okie
feel your
dokie.
mind tear.
Yeah.
You can immediately make a save against your charm.
I mean, it would be quite difficult if I've taken 19 damage. Then I've definitely passed out.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's all my 18 hit points gone.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
Oh dear.
In which case, as Tanor places his hand on you, you watch, like, you see his fingers on your shoulder, and they just elongate into long, translucent threads that kind of wrap round your chin, as you feel your memories being torn from your mind. And as you start to black out, you watch as Tanor's form turns indistinct as he turns translucent, and you see him slip away down, like he turns into a strand that disappears through the hole in the deck.
Oh dear.
Oof, doofa. Okay. Morton.
Yeah, I'll run up to my bosun and I guess catching sight of that creature for the first time, you know, she'll be like, "What in the holy hell is that?" But quickly noticing that Reeve is swaying on her feet, I'm gonna attempt to patch her up. So just like doing the whole, how many fingers am I holding up? You looking okay? You see me?
I'm fine, Morton. Don't be ridiculous. Yay. Thank you.
That's all right.
I shall definitely be doing that.
And as she's doing that, I'll be glancing over my shoulder at the thing and going, "What should we do, Reeve? Shall I attack it?"
Yes. but look, but don't be too reckless. We need you. We need you in action.
All right.
What's the easiest way for me to roll my hit dice? Would it be?
On your character sheet, if you
Should I just do a short rest, or easiest way to do it? And say I'm
if
going
you
to
click
use.
short rest.
Use all three.
So Morton, that was your bonus action, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just examine the creature for now, using my anatomical knowledge, and see if I can discern any kind of weak spots or anything like that.
Okay. So, looking at it and what you know of amorphous blobs similar to it, It doesn't appear to have eyes, so it can't be blinded. You're going to take a leap of faith and assume that it could also not be charmed, deafened, exhausted, not be knocked prone. Damage, immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities. Other than that, yeah, it doesn't appear to have any eyes, so you also have an idea that it probably senses you via some other method. You've also noticed that attacking the people at the end of its tendrils appears to do nothing.
Yeah.
And it stinks of sulfur.
Smells like omelette to me.
Anything else, Morton?
No, I'm just keeping an eye at it and like on it and keeping my cutlass kind of pointed at it to try and keep it at bay while I'm patching up Reeve.
Knowles. First death save, please.
Don't roll a 1.
Let's see how it goes.
Roll a 20 though, that'd be cool.
Yeah, roll a 20. That's a good idea.
So on your character sheet,
Wait a
middle
second.
right. Yeah, you go.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's
Oh,
one
no.
fail save. Knowles, as you start to, the world starts to become a bit darker. Dremedies.
God, he's stumbling in the dark.
So badly for Knowles.
Oh, that's
You are
subtle.
on top of subtle. Yeah.
I can't see anything. I'm literally stumbling in the dark. And you didn't give a wizard light.
On a ship. You walk into some barrels.
What is the Germany's trying to do?
I'm trying to find the goddamn thing.
Oh.
So that's 5,
Where?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I still
Could
haven't
you not
found it.
see
I can't
it
see
before?
anything. Here's
Where
like-
were you before? Oh,
Up here.
okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you guys have dark
Surely-
vision.
Well, yeah, but it's in the light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it
Nope.
just stepped out of the light? Okay, it stepped out of the light, that's why. You'd see it silhouetted, surely.
Oh, I
You
did.
can see loads of tendrils. You can see tendrils running from it. So I think from that position, actually, you can make a pretty good guess where you're going to aim, where you think the tendrils converge.
He sort of holds up his wand. As he's bumping into things, he sort of eventually finds a tendril, holds it, points the wand. Magic missile!
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I did that. Can I do magic missile at a higher level? Yes, in that case,
Yeah, just
I want to
keep on
cancel
clicking.
that. Yeah, I want to do it at a higher level. So how many times can I do it at higher levels?
4 is a level 2.
4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 7, 11, 13 damage. So you fire off 4 more pink darts that arc. You just sort of like peer into the darkness and you watch as these orbs, the darts kind of impact. The light diffuses as it impacts something. And then from the inside out, the creature is illuminated by your magic missiles for a split second. As it just... And if it had a face, it turns to look at you as the darts detonate inside it. As it takes 14 damage. And it screeches.
Run straight ahead and just start swinging!
Anything else with Dremedies?
I think that's all I can do. Fumble around in the dark and fire off a magic missile.
No, Julia.
No,
No.
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
Right, in which case, this thing turns to face you. This is happening. Make your peace with it.
No.
It turns round and it splits in two as it and like a psychic dissonance washes across you. I need. Right, so who have we got here? So we've got.
What the heck? Is there no save from this?
So 17, 24, and 20. So 17 first.
What?
So
Save!
you are. So Reeve, you are blinded. Track.
Oh, this is not damage, right? This is just blind.
It's not damage. Yeah, yeah.
Blinded, yeah.
So
okay.
that's 23. And Adremides, you are also blinded as this kind of scream just makes your brain go fuzzy. And Morton, you watch as Reeve and Adremides on either side of you just like covering their faces.
Oh boy. It's a great
Can't use
start.
absorb elements on this one, can I?
Unfortunately
Oh,
not.
dear.
Yeah.
It then sort of like squeals and whines as it tries to move away from you, Subtle.
Can I hit? Can I use my the cannon Goethe as a club and just
Yeah, again, it's an improvised weapon, but yeah.
okay. So I don't have proficiency, is that right?
Yeah, so effectively it's just a strength.
Alright, cool. Bitch check. Normal. Yeah!
Hmm.
Yeah, that hits. It's D4 plus strength.
This is my strength. Cool. 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Boom.
5 points of damage. Okay, and as you clobber it and it kind of wobbles like jelly as it slorts away from you.
Wait, Salva would have gone, dodge this! And I hit him on the head with it.
Subtle is going to move there. Reeve.
Reeve is blind, so I suspect she's just gonna wave her cutlass about and ready in action to cleave it if it comes anywhere close to her, and just yell to everybody to be on their guard.
Sounds good. Sorry, I should also.
Don't let it get away.
Actually, sorry, just before it finishes this turn, Morton, you watch as out the corner of your eye, the dark-skinned merchant from the top deck seems to drip through the ceiling down onto the deck over here.
Right.
Yes. So Reeve, you're preparing an action again, yeah, in case it comes for you. Is that it?
Yes.
Cool. Booth, you've been ordered by Adremides to run forward swinging.
I'm gonna run forward and swing if I can.
Okay.
And can Booth not go and get Knowles? Where's the?
Well, we don't know that Knowles has fallen.
Stairs,
Yeah, but-
unfortunately.
But we know Knowles is missing though, right?
I
you
know
were
that
the last
Knowles is
per-
missing.
You were the last person with them, right? I think.
Knowles tried to knock me, to push me off, so...
Yeah.
Boo's head, Knowles is being weird, but... seemed safe when I left them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And see when Tanner turn on her.
We'll see what happens. What's Booth doing in his angry state? Okay.
Means I think Reynoth gets an attack of opportunity.
He does indeed.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
You take 9 bludgeoning,
Mhm.
so 4 bludgeoning, and 9 psychic damage. As Raynar's hand turns into
9
translucent
psychic and 4.
13.
Yeah, so 13 total.
Just so everyone is aware, I'm on 1 hit point.
Won't you only take half from the bludgeoning because you're raging?
Yeah, so it's
Did
9
take
bludgeoning.
half on the bludgeoning, that's why I'm not
Okay.
unconscious.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Raynar's arm turns into a translucent tentacle as he hits you with it.
Ah,
In
isn't
the
it?
darkness, you can smell Subtle in front of you, so you manage to duck round him. Because Subtle is actually there, hiding in the darkness.
Yeah, oh, so now I forgot what that was. What's on it?
Booth! Stay back! Booth!
Ah!
Booth!
We'll finish. Yep. And 'cause I'm probably gonna go down anyway. Reckless. Go at it.
ABR. Always be reckless.
Nice.
Minus D4.
Minus that it's not. It's a 20, yes. Regardless, with your foggy headedness, you're angry enough to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a hit.
Plus 7 bludgeoning damage.
7. Okay, minus 7. Cool.
Level 3 is difficult, guys.
And you
Yeah.
take your paddle, like you all but cut the thing in half. As the bottom half kind of flips around, like is hanging on by thread, and it flips round, hits into the pendulums round into the top half, and it just kind of reforms into a shapeless blob that then starts to become vaguely humanoid again. Anything else, Booth? Okay, Subtle. If you've got any movement, you know that Subtle's gun is not accurate. Or pinpoint, I should say. Tilda?
Sorry, what?
Have you got any movement left? Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, that
Then
was
that was
pretty much
it.
what.
Okay.
Should be 30.
Subtle,
That
what do you
was
do?
it.
Booth! Booth! Don't worry, I will make it better after. And I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this normally, but this is a one shot, and it's probably. So we'll we'll pick up the pieces where they may lie.
Okay, so I will step in and say, Reeve, at this point, whilst you can't see what's happening, you've just heard Subtle shout, Booth, I'm sorry, we'll make it better, and you realise what's about to happen.
What
So
is about
you-
to happen?
You know that Subtle's aiming. You've heard Booth's footsteps come running in.
Right. Okay.
So, whilst you won't be able to tell Subtle where to aim, you might be able to encourage Booth to get out the way.
Okay.
Like duck and cover.
Right.
Just in case that needs to be a save in the immediate future.
Sure.
I'm
Go
gonna
for it,
shoot.
Subtle.
Cool. Let's shoot once. No. Ooh. Can I use my inspiration on that, please?
You can.
Wait, for what? For the attack roll. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do that again. That's a 22.
Boy.
Okay, so there is a loud. When Subtle fires off a third round. Booth, I need you to make a DC 13 dexterity save.
Let's see.
It's -1 to your roll.
Come on. Okay, can I use my inspiration?
You can use your
Reroll that,
inspiration.
thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Okay. Still not great.
Okay. So you've rolled
So-
a 12.
As Reeve hears Subtle go, I'll make it better, and I shout, Booth, get down! And you actually roll an 18.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, so Booth, in that moment of clarity, as you look over at Reeve, you just, and like you just kick your legs out from under you. As you fall away, this cannonball rips past your flank. Roll for damage.
Oh boy.
Subtle.
Hold on. Damage. There we go.
14.
Where did that? Oh, is it all the way up? Oh, that's
Yeah.
all good. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, let's do it again.
And the area around it, incredibly not Booth, just kind of goes up in flames again, and the creature screams and flails. Clearly, it is not a fan of the flames.
No, but really, let's do it again.
Morton, it seems distracted. What do you do?
Wait.
Sounds like
No.
Subtle's gonna shoot it again.
DM, action surge.
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Turn your mic back on.
Is my
Mike
Turn
down.
your mic back on.
DM.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Soto has an action surge.
Does this mean Booth needs to roll another save?
It's
Can we
fine.
say he's alright because he's flat on the floor?
Oh, it's a miss.
Oh.
Okay.
Worth a shot.
Hilarious.
The second one, because there's not as much gunpowder packed in, boom, just kind of rolls out the end, and Booth, your eyes all flash open as you see this ball rolling towards you that just boom, bonks you on the snoot. Okay, sorry, Morton.
Okay, so my instinct, I guess, would be to help Reeve and Andromedes, but probably guessing that I can't do very much for them, I'm gonna follow Reeve's orders.
You kind of scanned it earlier, didn't you?
I did, yeah, for vulnerabilities
Can-
and stuff.
Can you see its health bar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you know that it's holding on. It's teetering.
Sure. Why won't it let me move?
Oh, I think you're stuck in the barrels.
There we go. Okay, so yeah. So I'll stand next to Booth, just put my hand on his shoulder and go, "You alright? Subtle didn't clip you, did he?" And presumably Booth grunts at me to show he's not dead.
You kind of get the
So
impression Booth would grunt even if he was dead. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I'll use my knowledge of its weak spots, I guess, to do that, and then I'm just gonna whack it.
Way.
Can I use my inspiration on that?
you
If
can.
it doesn't hit.
I just want to check. Use a reaction. Okay. Yeah, you can use your inspiration.
Okay. So I'll just roll it again. Ugh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just miss.
You take like it. You try to you know exactly where it is and you need to strike, but as it's flailing around, you try to take a swing, and it just moves away at the last moment. Yeah, the first roll just about misses it. Anything else, Morton?
I'll just point over at Tanor over here, I guess, and say, "You better bloody keep your distance. I'm watching you." And that's it.
Okay. I'm really sorry, Elle.
Oh dear me.
Ella's fighting a
Oh,
battle all of her own.
Let me see if I can do this. It's working. It's working now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we would like to see.
Okay. The world
Better,
becomes
better.
a bit clearer as you start pulling yourself away from the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Adremides,
Ooh,
you are
dear.
blind, sir.
Oh
That is-
boy.
Correct, so I can't do anything related on sight, which eliminates magic missile and frostbite and every other ability that I have.
You can hold an action though, because you feel like you won't be blinded in a moment's time.
Yes, in that case, he stumbles forward, lets his magical training kick in, raises his wand just in front of his face, and takes a deep breath. And yes, I will hold an action as soon as my vision clears. I will let off a spell.
Okay. The creature
Mm-hmm.
seeing, given that the cards are somewhat on the table, Tanor
Oi.
comes sliding in. Raynarth comes sliding in.
DM.
Gwen, yes.
May I say that my readied action's been triggered since an enemy has come within my. I readied a cutlass
Yeah.
blow. Okay.
Yeah, you can roll with disadvantage because you are blind.
Yes, I am indeed blind. It's a 10.
Okay. Well, so you swing and you still manage to hit Tanor, but the cutlass kind of just lodges somewhere in his sternum, and it he morphs, folds around your blade, and he smiles and says, "You're going to tell us everything."
Don't like that.
Subtle comes sliding on in.
Oh, jeez.
1, 2. The crewmate from earlier comes in. So 1,
One
2,
each. This is great.
3, 4, and they all begin to reach for you. Meanwhile, this thing disengages
Great.
and what am I doing? Killing those off. Disengages and difficult terrain because it's fire, so 10, 20. Appears to be making a dash for the side of the ship, the hole in the side of the ship. Reeve and Adremides, you are no longer blinded.
In that
Dan,
case-
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
When those guys move into contact with Morton, she's gonna jump back out of the way and try and pursue this thing
Okay.
using
Yeah.
her skirmisher thing.
Yeah.
So no opportunity attacks or anything. 5, 10.
Oi.
So I can just. I think it's my full movement. I'll just check.
Skirmisher is.
Oh no, half speed.
So
Ooh.
15, yeah.
Just closed foundry down.
Oh no.
As the
That's 15
Blindness.
you've moved. Yeah.
Can I get into contact with it?
Yeah, you can, Matt.
Okay,
So you go on,
that's-
Carl?
So I said, as the blindness disappears, readied action kicks in, and Adremides at that point, the moment he sees, points the wand and casts at second level another magic missile.
4, 7, 12.
Ooh.
Okay. So, yeah, Adremides, as you you wipe your eyes and your vision comes back, your vision is blurry, it's almost foggy, and as you look up, you can see this thing kind of sloping over the wreckage of the crates, and you what look like arms kind of reaching for the sides of the ship as it tries to pull itself free. And as you in the daylight, you manage to fire off the 4 bolts, and as they impact into the creature's hide, describe to me what happens.
Well, imagine you watch the first beam go in, hit it on the side, and there's the explosion. The second beam hits on the back, there's the explosion. The third beam hits it sort of where its head should be, there's the explosion. And like T1000, when it's sort of been, exploded by Sarah Connor, the final bolt goes right into the middle of it, and then it just... I imagine it gibbs Morton with just goo. As Morton just looks at it, and it just expands, and then...
So, yeah, as the last...
Oh,
as
but
the
we all
three
get
darts-
caught with all the different creatures next to us. I imagine they all pop one by one. We end up looking like the end scene of Ghostbusters, but instead of marshmallow, goo.
So you're absolutely right. As the first of the 4 bolts hit, you notice the 5 merchants kind of looking up and looking up in fear. They all start screaming in this alien as the magic missiles start exploding. As the last one impacts a Morton, that you just kind of look down and you realize it is in a critical mass part of its body, and you look up, it inflates and then it explodes in every direction. Around the deck there are several other pops, like slugs in a microwave.
Ugh.
As the tentacles kind of whip fast going into the merchants, and they kind of explode and melt. And what's left of this ooze like falls back into the seawater and melts away.
Ugh.
He wipes his wand down while still dripping with goo, like... And that's why we don't mess with war wizards.
And with that,
I feel disgusting.
and as you all stop to catch your breath, just real quickly, what are you guys going to do in the immediate aftermath of this fight?
Reeve's gonna demand a status report from everyone, find out how everyone's doing, and then ask, "Where's Knowles?"
Okay.
And immediately start.
Knowles is
looking
going to
for
try and get to life again. That's what I'm going to do.
Brandok is gonna shoot cannonballs in the water.
Well, actually, Subtle, as you step forward, Reeve, you're asking for a sit rep. And like where you're stood, you can see out the side of the ship, right? You can through the hole that
Yeah.
Brannock made. And yeah, like you notice that the seas, the mists are parting. And it looks like a surprisingly nice kind of day out there.
Yeah.
And where you're relatively close to the water level, like sea level, you can see worryingly close is a ship, a sloop similar in size to the Fortune's Claw, steaming full sail towards the Siren's Tear.
Right.
And the 5 of you
Ooh.
Okay, Reeve. Reeve, as you squint through the gloom and the smoke, the sun catches one of the sails just right, and you watch as ballista bolts fire out of the incoming ship and boom, boom, embed into the side of the Siren's Tear, and the sail turns in the wind just enough to show a black sail emblemed with a skull and 2 crossed ham bones. And now we shall take a break.
Oh dear.
Okey-dokey.
I hope they're the friendly sort of pirates.
Okay, welcome back everyone. So, you have successfully defeated the strange amorphous blob that was in one of the cargo boxes down in the hold of the Siren's Tear. And in what you hoped to have been a moment of respite, you've noticed that what appears to be a pirate vessel is flying towards you full sail, the wind at its back, and has fired 2 blister shots at the Siren's tier. It would appear that this smaller pirate vessel has noticed that this larger, loot-heavy merchant ship is stranded.
Great.
Well, I think we know what we need to do here. Subtle, point your cannon downwards and fire. Let's get back on our boat and get out of Dodge.
Yeah, sink them, Subtle. You have my permission.
Okie dokie, wizard man.
Well, so as you, I mean, they are
little bit higher, Subtle.
this
I know.
Oh no.
fire.
No. That wasn't what I meant.
Subtle, stop shooting. Lower.
You actually rolled a 9 plus 5. There you go, or whatever.
Okay. Subtle, 1 foot on the side of the deck. Fire. Mini, like portable cannon rounds into the sea. This ship is at least 500 feet away. As your ammo just bloop, bloop into the waters.
Goes, I'm the king of the world!
So, yes, on the deck as you come up, you all ran past Knowles. I am assuming that Morton would perhaps be the one who stops to provide aid to the fallen half elf.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And yeah, the crewmates on top deck, who've just watched, these 2 long-range blisters boom, boom, embed into the side of their ship. They're looking around, going, "What do we do?" And as you turn and look through the parting mist, you see the blue sails of the Fortune's Claw come tearing up alongside the Siren's tier, as Captain Lear orders the boarding planks to be dropped so you can get back on the Fortune's Claw. And when she's within earshot, she shouts out, "Get on! We'll deal with these corsairs first!"
Is the idea that we're rescuing all of the passengers as well, or that we're going to have a ship-to-ship battle from the Fortune's Claw?
"We'll come back for them!" she says.
Okay, very well. Off we go. You heard the captain.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Oh,
I'll just be dragging Knowles along as she kind of starts waking up, I guess.
I know, but at the same time, I'd be like, being like, blistering barnacles. So, Taynor charmed me. You wouldn't believe it. That bleeding bastard. And oh, there's slug people. Didn't tell you about the slug people. We got to be careful with the slug people. They're going to be about, so we got to be careful with them as well. And all the merchants, I think they're a bit odd. So beware of them.
Thanks, Knowles. We'll keep an eye out. Now, get moving.
Don't worry, I'm sure Booth has plenty of salt to deal with the slug people.
Yeah, we'll jump in aboard Fortune's Claw, I guess.
In which case...
Ooh. Yep.
Oh, yes!
So let's
Oh,
refresh
sweet
the
home.
combat layout. Okay, so this works slightly differently when it comes to naval combat. You find yourselves, you are all obviously on the Fortune's Claw, which is this 3x3 ship here. The squares are, you can all move it, so be very careful with that.
Oh.
Now, so the ship, so Captain Lear can order the ship to make 3 actions, and they can be like moves, they can be shoots, they can be character-specific actions. For example, Adremides, one very useful trick is to use Gust of Wind to put some wind in the sails, for example.
Shame I'm out of 2nd level spell slots.
Well then, well. Also, in addition, there is a wind gauge, which will get rolled randomly each turn, and then depending on which direction the ship moves during its move, that dictates how far it goes. Now, bear in mind that the squares are not 5-foot squares; they are in fact 20-foot squares. So it is unlikely that you'll make personal attacks unless you start a boarding action. Oh, I thought I was muted for that. Yeah, so unless you bring the ship in for an assault and start a boarding action, the chances are that you'll have to allocate yourselves somewhere on the ship. Just here, on the right-hand side. So you can man the ballista batteries. There are 2 on the sides, 1 on the front, 1 on the rear. You can help. You can tag team with someone to provide help action, etc., etc. Bear in mind that those of you with the little sad face on your icons, whenever you roll a skill check, you have to deduct D4 due to your brain fogginess. Does that all sound good to you?
Yep.
Okie dokie. In which case, the 2 ships themselves have their own initiative. You guys only roll for initiative if there is a boarding action, because effectively you all take a turn. Like, you all choose what you're doing on the ship's turn. Okay. So, with that in mind, as you all jump on, as the Fortune's Claw pulls itself away from the Siren's Tear, okay. Captain Lear turns to... So... First up, so the bobbing apple, over the crystal clear seas, you hear the distant hoops and hollers of the pirates' crew from the other ship. The wind is blowing that way, so they move 60 feet, which is basically 1, 2, 3. And they 1, 2, 3. They then turn. 1, 2, 3. As they begin approaching the Siren's Tear. Right. Crew of the Fortune's Claw, whereabouts are you putting yourselves on the deck?
I feel like someone should be manning the ballista at the front.
I got it!
He's got it, good. I guess, yeah, if Captain may be directing, if not Reaver's directing people to man the guns. Maybe
Okay.
she'll sort of stand at the back, at the one at the back, in case that one's needed.
I just realised there are 2 Mortons.
Oh.
2 Knolls, sorry. Oh, there are lots of Knolls.
There's,
Oh,
like,
wait.
other
Only one of
non-knolls.
them
They're
is
like,
actual. Only one of them is actual.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one real knoll.
Other
There's
crew,
original.
aren't they?
Yeah.
There are other crew, yeah.
Just
Very confused
nosy
by
kind
that,
of
so
crews.
Just do this. Boop. There we go. Right, so yeah, there's 1 crew member on each of the ballistas on the sides. So you get a choice. You get the front, 2 on the side, 1 on the back. Otherwise, there's other actions, anything you think of that might help in this encounter. And yeah, you can choose to double up with someone to help them. So if you plonk your tokens where you want to be. Okay. Right, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I guess I'll just be near one of the guns.
Yeah, I'll help Knowles man that gun, I guess, and just get ready to treat any injuries.
Okay.
I think I'm quietly gonna
Mike-
point out that Booth has 1 HP.
Yeah, it might
Mm.
be good
Oh,
if
okay.
somebody was helping Booth with the other gun. So perhaps Adremides should go down, join Booth.
Yeah, I'd forgotten Beef was injured as well, so I'll
But
guess
Booth
I'll.
is hanging on to this, but it's ah! But you know that anything goes wrong, he's going down like a sack of flour.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just trying to
realistically,
patch Beef up, I guess, while he's shaking
I
his
think
gun
there would
around.
have been enough time to patch up Booth on the Siren's tier. So, Booth, if you want to, go ahead and spend your hit points, hit dice.
Right.
Also, I don't think Subtle's looking too hot, so I don't know if you would have patched him up as well.
Can I
Yeah,
heal?
anyone that was like visibly
Yeah.
hurt or complained.
Knowles is looking great. Oh no, you've got Knowles. What about Booth, Subtle? They're all looking a bit.
I might raise my hit die.
Oh, cool.
I think might as well use all of them, probably.
I mean, yeah, I guess better than, like, dying.
Yeah. Okay, so tell you what, if you guys are in the right positions,
Fuck's sake, again. Sorry.
Captain Lear turns to you, Reeve, with this knowing look of the captain on deck, and she says quietly but firmly to you, "Open sails, full ahead," she says. And as you relay the order, the sails come down and the ship lurches. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So she brings the ship round, and you see the flank of the pirate ship off to the left-hand side, and Lear shouts, "Ah!" For the ship. So the ballista, if anyone's on a ballista, if you roll a +6, d20 +6.
Matter which direction we're facing.
So in this case, only the ballistas on the left-hand side.
Okay.
So
Can I just
you can
say-
see the quadrant?
Can I ask, would I be able to use weak spot at this sort of time?
Not with a ballista. It's a bit too
Cool.
imprecise here.
Would Knowles get advantage because I'm helping?
Yeah. So Matt, if you just roll d20 +6 as well,
Okay.
and then I can do that for the crew member.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, so Morton, you and Knowles kind of guide. Well, Morton, you help guide Knowles, and as you pull the arm, like the lever on the blister, this bolt flies out and hits the pirate ship for 28 damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
Good.
And you watch as this bolt bang into the side of the hull. Knowles, at this point, as a navigator, you've got your trusty spying glass. So as you check to see the damage, you notice that the enemy ship seems to be entirely crewed by halflings.
Great.
And as you see them running around and panicking as this bolt hits the side of the ship. On their turn, you see that there is one halfling in a blue. It's a blue coat that looks suspiciously like a blue dragon captain's coat. It looks a bit grubby, but you see him sort of like, you can't hear him for this, but you see him sort of like barking orders, and he points. You see him point at the small trebuchet on the deck, and then points at the Fortune's claw, and you watch as this small trebuchet gets wheeled round. This halfling jumps and pulls on the lever, and as the arm boom, flies up, Knowles and Morton, you watch as this projectile kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it boom, lands on the deck next to your feet. And as you turn and look, it's a rock with a bit of paper like wrapped around it.
Definitely want to pick that one up.
As you pick it up and look at the paper, on the bit of paper, it says, "Your pantries or your lives."
I thought it was going to be fizzing like a bomb.
I was wondering if they'd started like throwing people over at one point. I was like,
Oh,
like,
jeez.
one by one.
My
What do you think,
God.
Morton? Pantries or lives? I'm thinking kind of both.
I'd rather give up my pantries, personally.
1,
Oh, no.
2,
Boob's cooking's not that great anyway.
4, 3. No, it is 4. And then he's gonna. 1, 2.
Oh.
1, 2. Just as the wind changes, and rather than just smashing into the side of the Siren's Tear, you watch as this pirate vessel pulls a hard U-turn to kind of bring you back into range. But yeah, through your looking glass, you can just see all the halflings holding onto one side of the railings as a ship just tilts uncomfortably as this halfling captain just spun the wheel and the ship's effectively pulled a handbrake turn.
What kind of idiot is captaining that ship?
I mean, there seems to be a lot of halflings on there. Maybe we should keep on firing. Also, I think they're just hungry.
No bloody excuse.
2, 3. Right, at this point, who's on the front ballista? Okay, so yeah, the enemy ship is in the front, in front of the Fortune's Claw. So yeah, you hear Lear shout again at you, Subtle. So D20 plus 6.
Yeah.
Ooh, Magnus!
And the bolt.
Wait.
Sorry, go on.
Wait. Reeve is gonna shout out. Steady aim, Subtle, steady! And you're gonna get a d6 on top of that, just to make sure it hits.
Okay. Anton, if you roll me 4d10 damage.
Sweet. And Sarah will shout, "To infinity and beyond!"
Okay, another bolt, bang, crashes into the pirate ship. Adremides, is there anything that you want to do, or is there anything you can think of doing?
At the moment, all I've literally got left is offensive stuff, reactive stuff, gust and shape water.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, all of those things sound like very close range. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sound like very close range things, which seems handy as 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As the bobbing apple, like the ship kind of steams up, plows on alongside you, and fire! You hear, shoot 'em! You hear from the halfling captain on the ship. One of them hits, doing 23 damage to your ship.
Oof.
Boy.
And you hear, yeah, from the halfling crew as they land a hit. Fortune's Claw. Captain Lear turns to her crew and asks what they fancy doing. Do they want to keep shooting, or do they think close quarter assault?
Pushing to take a pot shot, Captain.
Pushing to take a pop shot.
Oh, got 120. Got 120 feet, and we've got an eye on their captain.
You are within 60 feet of the captain.
Perfect. Absolutely
Oh.
bloody perfect. So he steps up to the hold, is like, Captain of the enemy vessel! Catch!
So that's 9 damage, and you hear like you watch as these magic missiles like disappear off to the distance, and then just like off in the distance you hear as the 3 missiles hit, you hear shit, as the captain is hit by.
That sounded like Cartman. Like,
He turns to the crew member as like, do you get the joke? Catch, because magic missile always hits, so he was going to catch them. Bit of magic humor. I guess only war wizards get it.
So the rest of the crew, do you want to get your hands dirty, or should we just keep shooting them?
board.
Board. Let's board them.
Is there any like way to estimate their numbers compared to ours?
I could tell you. Absolutely. So,
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yeah, Morton would want to work out like potential casualties and what our chances are.
I mean, if I was right next to Morton, which was, I mean, Knowles would definitely have said to everyone, there is this many on there. So wait, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because like I've seen them through the spyglass, right?
Yeah. So you know that there's at least
30.
12 visible crew and the captain.
Yeah. I'll be able to shout that to everyone. We've got at least 12 guys. Oh, and that captain, but he's looking a bit worse for wear now.
So they still outnumber us, if assuming that everyone who's on our deck is. Is that fair to say, Dan, or do we have more people below deck?
No, you are a smaller, more elite crew, so you've only got 10, including yourselves. So yeah, there's 3 crew, 1 captain, and then you lot.
Are we in a position right now, though, where we could we'd be able to aim a bit more targeted at, for instance, the helm?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like, no, not the helm, sorry, I didn't mean that, I meant the mast.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you know that you could aim for the helm, the helm, the mast, one of the batteries,
Yeah.
and they all have their own unique ACs and hit points. If you want to specifically say take out the masts.
Yeah, I mean, if it was hit at the helm, would it also then hit at the people near it as well? If
Could
it landed?
potentially hit the crew, yeah.
I think I'd probably then turn to Morton and just be like, "What do you think? Helm or mast? Could get the captain."
If we try and hit their mast, it'll slow them down. Then we can buy some time to decide what to do.
All right then, my lovelies, let's all aim for the mast, shall we?
Okay. If you want to reposition because you have a feeling that they're about to bring them up on the right hand side. I want to say starboard.
Correct.
Can I shoot from where I am in the middle? At the front, sorry. Must I move?
Well, so first off, Captain Lear, so you guys want to get your hands dirty, so she 1, 2, 3, 4, like brings you right up close. She orders. So hang on, who's on the batteries?
I was gonna say, can I move? If I'm
Yeah, everyone can move on each turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Booth?
I'm happy where I am.
Okay. Knowles and Morton?
Yeah,
Knowles,
I'll switch
you do
to helping out Booth on his battery, I guess.
Yeah.
Passing him ammo and that sort of stuff.
Happy to help Subtle on his.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Or actually, it
So-
might be better. Yeah. All of us have been mind munched, so yeah.
Okay. So, with that at relatively close proximity, anyone on a ballista, roll me d20 plus 6.
Reeves, you shoot.
Okay, but you can help me, right?
Sure.
Nice.
So
You get
the
advantage.
4, right?
Can I do an actual help as well if it's needed?
Well, so yeah, if you roll to hit, and then that's the advantage in inverted commas.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a 20.
Oops, I didn't mean to do
So
that. I meant
more-
to do that.
So Morton and Booth. Okay, so Booth's 21 hits. Reeve and Subtle.
Do you want me
So
to
the
roll
the
the
D4
second, or you?
minus.
Yeah, I rolled the second one.
Okay. And then -4 is 16.
16. That's a good point. Booth, that's not going to matter. Cool. Okay, so if Reeve and Booth both roll me 4d10.
19.
Sorry, were you aiming at any specific spots of the
The
ship?
mast.
The mast. Okay. So 19 and 24. Oh, wow. Okay. So 2 bolts fire out and strike the mast, and you hear it. You hear the wood cracking as it leans, and it seems to primarily held up by its rigging. Like the sail is still up, but it appears to be about half damaged, give or take.
Wait, who's the navigator? Oh, it's. I think
Noel's
can L control the boat?
yeah. I mean, the captain barks orders, but yeah, L can choose where to move.
That'd be quite fun.
Sweet. That'd be cool.
Okay, so yeah, at this point, you can see this close to halflings are they've got their heads above their hands above their heads as they're running for cover as these bolts just come launching in. And yeah, this blue-coated halfling captain's in the middle and says, "Stop running around!" He's shouting out, and sort of waving a finger at you accusatorially. The wind stays as is. So he one, 2, 3, and then he 4,
Nope.
5. Desperately tries to bring his ship round to bear, but just you watch as the sail tilts over a bit more from the cracks from your ballista bolts as he pulls this thing hard, and you just see the rudder just flapping against the surface of the water because he's tipped over so much, and yeah, you hear him shout "Fire!" and then he looks down and notices that half the halflings are just holding on to the rigging.
Oh, bless.
Right. Lear looks to. Wait.
Ramming speed.
Yeah, Lear looks to just has one hand on the wheel, was looking forward and says, "Crew of the Fortune's Claw! They appear to have presented a flank to us." And then she shouts, "Brace for impact!"
Oh.
As the Fortune's Claw whump crashes straight into the side of the pirate vessel. The pirate vessel skirts round from the impact. Right about there. Everyone roll me a dexterity save.
Oh my.
Oh, it's a please saving
How
throw.
do you do a save again?
Where it
Click on
says
dexterity, it will ask you which one you want to do.
Oh. Could you roll for me, please, DM?
Oh, did pretty well there.
Oh gosh.
Damn.
Jeez.
Wow.
So Reeve, yeah?
Yes, please.
And then remember to take your D4s off if you need to take your D4s
Oh,
off.
yeah. 16.
Okay.
What was the save?
Well,
What was
what did
the,
everyone get?
22.
21.
21.
Fine.
Then
7. Okay.
No, 11.
Oh, 11. Fine.
16.
Fine.
Oh
Like,
wait, shit!
did
I forgot my
anyone get-
D4.
Yeah, did anyone get 10 or less, basically?
No.
So, this one, she falls over. The captain seems fine. This one, she hits the deck. As he falls over. This one here, as he goes over there, off the poop deck. This one here, ooh! As he ricochets off the side. Another one with a beard. Him at the back will do. Ooh! He slips over. And that's a beard. And then another beard. Right. A lot of the crew are knocked off their feet as the Fortune's claw with that reinforced Suzalan prow punches into the side of the ship. And in perhaps a particularly fitting moment, the clouds open and rain starts to fall from the sky. As dark clouds begin to gather overhead. So, with that in mind, if I can get you lot oh, not the mast. Subtle. Oh, not him. Who have I missed?
Booth.
One more.
Me.
Booth. Subtle's on there. I'll roll for you. Remove the combatants. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So as you collide in, some of the pirates that have been knocked over are just gonna stand there, and you see them all just kind of rushing forward to get into position. So, one. He's the only one who's stood up. The lady ones. Take the ship! They shout out. Adremides. So, obviously, you guys are currently on your ship. You can spend an action to basically swing across onto the pirate ship. For all intents and purposes, you are 20 foot away. The ship sides are 20 foot away.
Okay. Is there enough rain to use shape water?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I think what he's going to do is he's going to freeze water. I think he can only do a 5-foot cube, so he's going to freeze. Put smack bang in the center there, freeze the floor so it's difficult terrain. So if they try to walk across there, they're just gonna.
Okay, so where are you freezing?
Right smack bang in the middle where the downed one is.
Okay.
So right near where the gap was that where they'd probably be swinging over from or trying to climb over from. So
How big is the space?
5 foot square.
Okay, cool. So we'll just do that. Cool. So we know that square is frozen. Anything else, sir?
That'll be all, thank you.
Okay. Next up is Morton.
Yeah, so I guess I'll look over at the captain and say, "What are your orders, Captain? Do you want me over there, or should I stay here and receive wounded?"
She smirks, and I know you've been egging for a fight, Morton.
Well, I did get to punch Brannock earlier, but I could go again.
You what?
I'm already like swinging over. Healer's kit under one arm, cutlass in the other.
No worries. So I'll move you onto the ship. We'll plonk you. Boink! Plonk you there. Cool. And as you land on the deck, there are, like, you see some halflings who are prepared, and they are the most. These halflings, the way that these halflings present pirate is as if someone has described to them what a pirate is. And then they have gone out to emulate that, but they at you.
No.
Any movement, Morton?
I'm pretty penned in, I guess, aren't I? Against the side of the ship. So
Yeah,
just-
I mean, you can move through. The ones that are tipped over are basically out of the fight at the moment.
Yeah, I think I probably want to. Oh, I don't think I want to move further onto the ship in case I could just get more surrounded. So I'll keep my back to the side and just kind of brandish my cutlass to try and keep them at bay.
The Brandock. Yeah? Your
Dan,
mic's
you need
not
to turn
in.
your mic back on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, subtle. What do you do?
Okay, Brandock will take his cannon, reverse it, run, and
Oh
shoot!
no.
Fly across!
I was
Wait,
waiting.
Where are you standing?
This is how it works.
We've taken the cannonball out of it, right, Subtle?
What? What cannonball?
Don't sink the
Right.
ship.
Okay, so for that, yeah, you're gonna have inspiration for that.
I mean, I was half expecting Booth to grab hold of a ballista and then hit the button and like.
Right, so I think for that, yeah, you automatically make it across. I would politely ask that you roll the your damage.
What? Yeah, just the.
Cool.
Oh, God.
The Fortune's Claw takes 10 damage. Brannock! Shouts Captain Lear. As you punch a hole through the top deck.
Yes, yes, Captain, my Captain.
After everything we've been through, Reeve just looks after him and going, "That beautiful bastard."
You still have movement, Subtle. What do you do?
No, I'm happy there. I'll sit tight.
Okay. Bobbing Apple. Invaders on board! And
Ooh.
he turns to you, Subtle, like flying in like a majestic angel. Yeah! Swings at you for 19.
Oh.
Doing 5 damage. Get off my boat! Shouts the captain from the poop deck. This one here. Hiya! 19
God.
against you, Morton. Oh, these guys
yeah.
are on fire. 6 damage.
Jeez.
Okay.
And that's it for now. Booth.
Booth is gonna go across. At least
Okie
at least
dokie.
try. At this point, shooting at the mast doesn't seem like a good idea anymore.
I mean, at this range, you can still shoot a blister at the mast if you want to immobilize them.
There are too many people around the mast. And some of them
Yeah.
belong to us.
You're cool. You can jump across. I mean, you could probably hit the mast to death.
I know. I'm gonna jump across.
Okay, let me move you across. Due to your impressive girth, as you swing across, you manage to, like, you just see two groggy halflings kind of standing up, and they, and you ball them out of the way. But I will need you to roll me a dex save.
My favorite.
With -4.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay, and as you and as you let go of the rope, you crash into the two halflings. Your feet hit the deck, and for some reason, there's ice on the floor, and you.
Amazing.
And you hit the deck. Knowles.
I'm gonna look at Captain Lear and gonna say permission to swing over, Captain.
Captain Lear gestures, be my guest.
So I'll jump up our mast and do a classic rope swing over, please.
Okay, if you're climbing up the mast, that's going to put you. I reckon that's going to put you there.
Sweet. Do I have to do like a acrobatics or anything?
Yeah, actually, given that you were that much higher, if I can have an acrobatics check.
Don't go in the CL. Don't fail too badly.
Oh God!
Oh, you're in.
You had to say it, Julie.
I'm going to use my inspiration if that's cool.
Okay.
Nice.
So.
Yay!
There we go. Okay, so as you swing across, like you reach out for a rope on the pirate's rigging, and as you grab the rope, the bit of mast it was attached to breaks away from the damage, and as you fall for a moment before catching another rope and swinging in, and then landing in a perfect three-point pose.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Bye-bye!
Would you like to move anywhere?
Right, so we got lots of fallen people over here. I think I want to kind of move towards the captain.
Okay.
So I'll go that way.
Okay.
That's as far as I can go.
Reeve?
Reeve's gonna swing over towards the helm, please.
Yeah.
Possible.
Okay. And as you swing over, you land on the helm of the ship, and you see this halfling. Like the captain screams out, "Who the bloody hell are you?" He shouts.
And Reeve unsheaths her cutlass and points it at him and says, "Surrender, Captain! The blue dragons are here."
And he looks to you. "Blue dragons? You look like bloody puffs," he says, as he runs at you. And so like with his cutlass in one hand, and he draws a dagger from the other, and he. Yeah!
Oh no.
So he swings once with the cutlass, you parry the second, and he jabs at you with the dagger for 13 damage in total.
Okay. How much did you say? 13 in total?
13 in total.
Oh boy, okay. I'm
And,
not healthy.
So like, he slashes at you, and he takes a step back, and he just kind of gives you this look, like he's really smug with himself. Cool. So as Reeve, as you land on the deck, like the rain has started, the clouds have moved over. You notice, not that. Where's it gone? Excuse me, bear with me. As thunder, like lightning and thunder starts to crackle and erupt from the clouds overhead. And I believe... There we go. Cool. So some of the pirates start picking themselves up. And they do you not?
Nope.
Do you have the song playing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No sound.
I've got everything.
Yeah.
Oh well. Don't worry about it.
I'll send you the playlist. So yeah, this guy gets up and for the captain, he shouts, and takes a swing at you, Subtle, for 11 to hit.
11 misses.
Okay, so you parry it with the gun barrel. This guy, yeah, 8 to hit, and you parry him as well.
Miss.
Where you going, princess? Shouts this halfling as he pulls himself to his feet and takes a giddy swing at you, Knowles. 10 misses. Looking for the mullet, the chops. There they are. And then this one kind of staggers forward, looks at Captain Marifat fighting Reeve and goes, "You got this, ain't you, boss?" He says as Marifat and the half-orc start fighting. This one, dizzy and dazed, she groggily swings her sword and slips over. This one, like, whilst on the floor, she sees you lying in front of her, Booth, and then she tries to swing a cutlass at you, but because of your broadness, she can't get her arms round to actually hit you, as you've kind of got her wedged against the mast. And she gets a normal attack. 20, Booth.
I would like to use one of my lucky dice.
Yes.
Me roll a
To make
D20.
her re-roll that. She rolls a 15. I think it's still a hit, unfortunately.
Still hits, unfortunately.
Doing 2 damage.
Ouch.
It is clear that the life of a Corsair is not for her. This pirate here, seeing an opportunity, "Oh, get him, Captain!" She says, barreling into the side of Reeve for 7 damage.
Oh. Oh well, never mind. Bye.
You know
dead.
what? Okay. And this pirate, like, this pirate looks at you as you kind of stagger over, holding the wound on your side, and she goes, "Did I do it?" And the captain looks at it and goes, "You twit!" Sort of like paps her with the side of his blade. "She was mine!" Adremides.
So it's an action to come over, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in that case, he's going to do an action to also come up onto the deck.
Okie dokie. You swing across, that was an action.
Scooch around here for a bit of movement. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Morton, you have seen that Reeve has been felled on the poop deck.
Yeah. So can I realistically get to her, or would I not be able to wade? I wouldn't be able to wade through all those bodies, would I? Realistically.
So you can step over Booth.
Yeah.
So it's 5, 10, 15.
I can step over that guy as well. Okay.
20. So yeah, to get to like here is like 20 feet.
Okay. Right, so I'm going to use my action to... I'll turn and see Reeves down. Coming, bosun! And I'll just turn to the halfling in front of me and go, excuse me, grab her and try and yeet her over the deck. Yeet her over the side of the boat.
Wait, which one, sorry?
That one there.
Yeah, okay. So tell you what. That's athletics, and then
It's
that's
cold, man. It's like don't give a shit.
No. Doctors have dark senses of humour.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, come on.
Ah. Okay, yeah,
Alright.
you try to grab her, and like she goes over, but she manages to hold on to the ropes on the side of the ship, and she's just dangling as you just kind of
Okay.
one hand toss her over the ship.
Do I think that will make it easier for me to reach to get away without an opportunity to attack from her?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
now preoccupied.
All right, so I'm just gonna. Sorry, Beef. Sorry. Not worry about stepping on that halfling's head there.
Okie dokie. So just as a heads up, you have a healer's kit.
Yes.
That heals D6 plus Wisdom mod.
That was my thinking. Although, is that an action to use?
Yeah.
Okay. So I probably use my action, haven't I, to throw that lady overboard?
Well, yeah. You can use your healer's kit as a bonus.
Okay. All right, I'll do that then.
Okie dokie.
So. Yeah, while Marifat is distracted by berating his colleague, going to be trying to patch Reeve up.
So yeah, D6 plus 3.
No idea.
D6 plus 3.
D6 plus 3. All right. Sorry, I got very small. D8, D6. Okay.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Reeve, you regain 8 hit points.
Thank you.
Get up, bosun. No time to be lying around. That's me.
Okay. Subtle.
Okay. Brandok will hoist his gun, and I'm gonna shoot here. Right. But I've got disadvantage because I'm in range, so I'll use my inspiration to even that out.
Okay. Where is it? Sorry, where are you? Click where you're aiming again, sorry.
Right here. Well,
Okay.
actually, sorry. Right. Can I get that guy? Probably not.
You can, if you aim there, then you'll
Yeah.
only hit halflings.
Yeah.
If you aim anywhere else, you'll hit colleagues.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do this guy.
Okay.
Cool.
So straight roll.
Straight roll. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So 9 damage, and then they take 4. Okay, as explosions rip out, like shrapnel rips out. This halfling that's just kind of managed to stand up. He just kind of, what's happening? Looks up, catches a small cannonball in the torso, and he's knocked through the door underneath the poop deck, like into the room behind, and disappears in a puff of smoke.
Question, DM. We haven't taken a short rest, have we? Okay. All right.
Unfortunately not. Okay, this chap, Betsy, he shouts as he hoiks this halfling back up. This guy swings at Knowles as she tries to make her way to the captain's deck for 5 damage. And that's that. Booth.
Righto. Can I stand up?
You can indeed.
Okay. A lot of halflings around me.
Yes. Some might consider that the prime place to be.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna rage.
Okay, yeah.
My second one.
Just to check, has the music started coming through for you and Carl and Tilda?
I've always had it.
I just don't have anything.
It didn't go away for me. Try.
Interesting. Okay, so you're raging, and
I'm raging, and I wish I could do like a sleepy motion, but unfortunately, I think I am just going to start with the halfling next to me. Actually, can you point out to me where the mast is at the moment and how healthy it looks?
the mast is half smashed.
Or smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can
In
take a
that
lot
case-
of damage though, because we shot it with like 4d10. and
That's
it's a
true. I'm thinking more along the lines of, because it's a bit damaged, if I basically hit this halfling in front of me hard enough and it falls into the damaged mast, can it get like splinters? Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. For the inconvenience. And
okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
roll
go
to me.
reckless.
Yeah. That is a hit. Okay, so you stand up, you do a Henry Cavill arm shotgun pump, and as you take a big swing with the rudder, you catch this halfling right under the chin. She flies backwards a couple of feet, hits the mast with such force that the mast leans over a bit more, and she is just knocked out cold.
And as I do this, she falls unconscious. Booth is going to straight up a bit and, behold, your new cook is here.
And the halflings look at you in bewilderment. Knowles.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just gonna go for a good old swing with the cutlass.
Okie dokie.
Just say to the halfling in front of me, no, I bet with you that this fight with you will be done by before it stops raining, and then give him a little bop on the head with the cutlass.
Okie dokie. That is a hit.
Yay. Is that right? Yeah. Oops, could have just put damage.
That one.
There you go.
Which one? Sorry.
This little wee man one. This one
Okay.
here.
And as you look at him, you notice that he's limping heavily on his right leg. So that's the point that you strike, and as he and he hit, like, as the cutlass slashes him across the kneecap, he falls to the deck. And he's out of the count.
Great.
Out the fight.
I'd like to disengage as well, please.
Okie dokie.
I'll go that way, I guess. That's what, 20 feet?
Yeah. You'll have to
Cool.
count the squares manually for this.
Cool.
Okie dokie. Next up is Reeve.
Reeve is going to stand up and start dodging, I think, because her AC, well, is there any point? Her AC is only 12. Maybe just disengage and try and... There's nowhere safe. There's nowhere safe around here.
Hit him!
Really?
Yeah.
Could you make me stand up, please, Dan? I mean, I'm not going to do nothing to this guy. This captain actually looks semi-competent. He's got 3 attacks and lots of hit points, and
Yeah,
he's gonna just
that is
fuck
a
my
bit
shit up on this turn.
Right,
So-
go back to the boat. Go back to the boat and get Ballista and just skewer him.
Yes, I'm disengaging and I'm going back to the boat.
Okay.
Going back to the captain. I'm gonna do some ballista shots.
Okay. So you swing back.
Yeah.
And that'll be your move and action.
Yeah.
And as you swing away, the captain shouts, "Yes, what a thought!" As he waggles his arms around, peacocking. And he sort of puffs his chest out and and then realizes there's still loads other blue dragons on the ship. He turns his head. He looks to the wizard. He looks to the medic, and he goes, "I got enough blades for both of ya," he says. And sort of like Morton, he looks to you, and as he goes to strike, you see him stop, and he, what in the pork pie is that? He shouts as he looks over the side of the ship. And Reeve, as you land back on the deck of the Fortune's Claw, and you sort of like let go of the rope, and you sort of hold your wounds, and you turn to look, you notice that there is a large shadow in the depths that is getting larger and larger at an alarming rate.
Dear.
And as you watch,
Oh God.
The
Several-
hell?
several large black tentacles erupt from the water around the pirate ship, and the shadow emerges,
Oh,
and a
boy.
large toothy maw.
Man, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
The captain looks to you, Reven. Bosun, is that what I think it is? As the Kraken starts to bring its tentacles around the ship. Just gonna add you in there. Okie dokie. Right. The halflings take one look at these tentacles and go, like, take one look at this one here, takes one look at the tentacle, takes one look at Marifat and goes, nah, and yeets himself overboard.
Into the Kraken.
Not into
Yeah.
the Kraken. Come to
In
the
the tent-
Fortune's Claw.
Like you see him jump off the ship, and like the tentacle just grabs him in midair and sort of like waves him around, and you just see this halfling get yeeted into the distance.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Team Rocket's blasting up again.
Yeah, this one takes the dodge action. In fact, they all take the dodge action as they like look around and panic. Adremides, there appears to be a mythical sea creature attached to the side of this ship.
There does, doesn't there, Dan? Okay, I mean, guys, what is the plan? Are we escaping back and just...
I think everyone back to the Fortune's Claw and off we go.
You notice that Captain Lear has decidedly started to disengage from from the bobbing apple.
Get back here!
He looks to Captain Marifat and just looks at the Kraken and is like... I mean, there's only so much I can do! So... Yeet!
Okay, and yeah, you grab one of the ropes and you sorry if you there we go. Oh no, there we go. Cool. Yeah, and you manage to swing yourself back onto the helm of the Fortune's Claw, and like as you go, you hear the halfling captain going, "Since when did blue dragons have these?" He shouts.
Captain Lear, may I suggest we get everyone on board and make a very tactical retreat?
Morton.
Yeah, she'll look over the side and go, yeah, I signed up for cuts and bruises, not for this shit. And is gonna swiftly follow Andromedes.
Yeah, it seems like a plan. So, joins Dremedes. Whoop! You jump back over. Subtle.
I think Subtle will move to maybe the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Aim at the Kraken and shoot it and go. Are you not entertained? Boom, and fire.
Is someone keeping track of the movie quotes? How many are we up now?
A couple so far.
It's
been
a
at least
fantastic
5 or
work of-
6. Yeah.
Subtle,
It's a
stop arsing about and get back here.
Okay, roll for damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beasting.
So we're just gonna, for your reference, I'm just gonna turn this on, right?
Yep.
So you can see,
How much
So I think-
difference it makes.
so you can see its health bar. Can you see its health bar?
No,
Yeah, no.
Right.
I can't. Not
Oh,
yet.
okay. Well,
I imagine it's a lot.
oh, it's because it's halfway off the page. Hang on.
Oh, jeez.
Excuse me. What?
Okay, -5. So it drops from
Oh.
400.
Ah.
As this cannonball boonk, bounces off the side
God.
of the Kraken and it just turns to look at you. You still have a move action if you wish to swing across.
Please.
Was that a swim across? I think if he receives encouragement from his crew to swing across, then
Yep.
he might.
That encouragement is there. It is forthcoming.
I
We'll all
think
be
everyone
shouting
at
at
this
you.
point on the ship's like, Subtle, what are you doing?
I think the way it works is like a tentacle swings at him and it just like knocks him onto the ship.
Okay, so yeah, across the 20 feet, this dwarf. in fact, I've got Okay, and you you take 1 damage as
Amazing.
you land back on the ship.
How much damage does the ship take?
Right, dodging Booth. There is
He's gonna-
a somewhat fishy smell behind you.
He's gonna turn around and shout very loudly, "Off! Sorry, halflings! That's your calamari!" And then swing across.
Oh my god, Knowles.
sushi.
For the love of God,
so-
Knowles, get back here.
Yeah, you swing across. Knowles, you appear to be on the wrong side of the ship.
The wrong side of a Kraken.
Oh,
I'll jump onto the rigging again, and just say, I hadn't bet on this, and then grab one of the ropes and swing over as quick as, or unless the mast is like a little bit more
Well, the mast,
leaning towards anyway. I might just run over that if it's kind of cracked over.
yeah, so the mast is cracked and leading towards the Fortune's Claw. As you climb up the rigging, and sort of like, know if you get high enough, you'll be able to make there's no ropes now because everything's starting to come apart. But you know that, yeah, if you climb up the rigging, with a hearty, you know this is a do or die. So I'm giving you inspiration. If you get to the top of the rigging and you pass and you roll an athletics check well enough, you can make the leap from the bobbing apples rigging onto the rigging of the Fortune's Claw.
Brilliant. Let's do it.
Okay, so in which
Here
case,
goes nothing.
So you get advantage.
Go on, Knowles.
Oh shit!
on.
Advantage. Sorry.
come on.
Let me do it again.
And
Nope.
as Knowles is about to jump, Reeve yells, "Jump, Knowles, jump!"
15. Okay, Knowles, as you get to the top of the rigging, you pull yourself up You manage to prop yourself up on the beam of the mast, which is swaying in the thunderstorm. As you push yourself up and start to run like along the edge of the mast that's tilting closer and closer, you watch as a tentacle comes up, reaches for you, misses, grabs round the mast, and it snaps as the tentacle pulls, and you manage to jump at the last moment,
Like,
grab onto the rigging of the Fortune's Claw,
Yes.
and swing down and kind of land on the deck of your own ship.
Oh boy.
Reeve?
Let's get out of here.
Okay. And the crew just look at each other and start scrambling to open the masts up as best they can in the storm. And whilst you're kind of desperately pulling the ship away, you can see this kraken wrapping its tentacles around the ship, and you can hear the sound of splintering wood as this kraken squeezes. And from the helm of the ship, this halfling captain just looks at this kraken splintering his boat to like tinderwood and goes, Do you not know who I am? He shouts, and this kraken turns to look and draws a cutlass and dagger and goes, I'm bloody Zumbo Marrowfat! I love ya! And he runs towards the edge of the ship, 1 foot on the side of the deck, and time stops as you watch this halfling hurtling through the air as this kraken peers up at him. And just eats the halfling in midair. And as you sail away, you watch as this ship just folds in half as the tentacles finish wrapping round, and the wreckage is pulled to the bottom of the sea.
Oh my god.
Booth, my good man! I know tentacled creatures make calamari for us, but what do halflings make for a tentacled creature?
Cala halfling?
And
Ooh,
as you
GPU!
manage to speed the Fortune's Claw away, as the shadow disappears, like the shadow of the kraken gets smaller and smaller as it drags the ship under the surface of the water, and you watch as the lightning storm, the thunderstorm overhead, starts to fade away. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you have completed the maiden voyage of the Fortune's Claw.
Very
Can you
good.
not see me
Very nice.
gesticulate at you to tell me what they say?
He was asking, like, for Booth's opinion.
Booth has no voice. He's screaming away.
Okay.
That was hook or crook, wasn't it, guys?
Really was.
Yeah.
That was the first trip. What's the second trip going to be like? How do you go from there?
Yeah. Morton's retiring now. She's going to take a pension and go.
Well, I have a funny feeling these guys will probably show up somewhere in season 2.
Oh, God.
Booth is gonna be staying in the kitchen as the cook. 'Cause this is a lot.
Fine.
Remember.
Oh.
Oh.
There is sounds of crashing and banging. The sounds of wrenches twisting bolts, metal being kind of hammered into shape, confused mutterings, and one face wearing a pair of goggles turns to look at a second wearing a pair of goggles. You think we've done it, Mixie? Do you think it's working? And Mixie strokes her chin. I'm not sure, says the gnome to the second, as they look around at all of the other gnomes scampering around the workshop. Well, push that button over there, Mixie. We'll see if we've calibrated it correctly. And Mixie, absolutely, she says as she twists some knobs and dials on her gauntlet. as she kind of pads over and she looks at the arcane contraptions dangling from the ceiling, all pointing down to what appears to be a stone slab with a form under a blanket on it. And she says, "Well, here goes nothing." And as the gnome presses a big red button on the center of the console, magic and lightning courses through the apparatus into the form on the table, and it convulses and shakes for quite some time before the apparatus stops. The two gnomes climb up onto the slab and they gingerly pull the cloth back to look at the form underneath. I think it worked. I think it worked too, Ferret. I think it worked, yes. Hello? Are you alive? Shouts the male gnome. As two glowing blue eyes inside a helmet flicker to life. And the next time I see you will be for Cormyr session 1.
Ooh.
Forward to it. Thanks for the one shot, Dan.
That's all right. The very definitely performed in 1 week, one shot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so much for joining in and keeping up past the late hour. I will see you all next week.
See you next week.
See you then.
Have a good
one.
Ah.
Bye.
Good evening, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Night.